Welcome to Pageantrynow. My name, like I said, is Stacey Simpson. We're all about positive pageantry and being able to highlight title holders from all over the world. They're being able to share their stories and share their lives, trying to change the communities they belong to, the states they belong to, the nations they belong to, using a crown and a sash. So we're all about positive pageantry and being able to highlight these individuals and being able to show off the great things that happen through pageants. And with that being said, we have a very special title holder who's been on the show before, and we want to make sure that we highlight her again. She just won a new title last weekend, so this will be her first, I think it's her first appearance, so we'll find out. And she's going to tell us all about her new title and what she plans to do with it and her quest for Miss Nevada's Outstanding Teen. So I'm going to have you introduce herself, so hold on 1 second. And 3, 2, 1, let's go! Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hey, beautiful. How are you?
Yes, I can. Good. How are you?
So you got your pods in now too. I was like, why am I getting reverb?
I know. And I also had I realized it wasn't gonna work on my laptop, and I was like, "Ooh, let's pull out this phone."
Oh yeah, yeah. I was like, is it charged? Let me make sure the iPad's charged. So there we go. So welcome back.
Yes, I'm so excited.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
We're positive and thriving, doing great.
Fantastic. So you are Miss Blue Diamond's Outstanding Teen, and you are on the quest for Miss Nevada's Outstanding Teen. Yes? Yeah.
Back for the third time.
Back for the third time.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah, we hope. So I know you were on last year, so tell us what's happened throughout the year and tell us a little bit about your journey so far and where you're going.
So last year I was Miss Centennial Hills Outstanding Teen 2018, the whole nine. And I was a junior in high school.
The whole nine?
It was very Yeah. It was a very monumental year for me. I actually won that title. The previous year I was an at-large title holder, and it was just so crazy. Everything was so surreal. I got to work with an amazing team that boosted me up, and I went to Miss Nevada 2018, well, Miss Nevada's Outstanding Teen 2018. And I won non-finalist interview and Miss Congeniality. So it was just so exciting going from, I don't know where I was then, but obviously since they don't give out scorings and rankings, but knowing I've grown at least to that point was just amazing. And now I'm a senior in high school on my quest to graduate, and now to Miss Nevada's Outstanding Teen 2019.
Fantastic. All right. So tell us, I know that you do a lot of outstanding community service, but you specifically work with the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. I mean, Children's Miracle Network is officially who the Miss America's Outstanding Teen works with. But tell us a little bit about your work with the Leukemia Lymphoma Society and how you're using your title to be able to make that work more successful.
Yeah, so last year I was a Student of the Year candidate for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. So I was in the running for the Student of the Year title. And that was basically a 7-week fundraising campaign. And so after working with them on the campaign and working with them and meeting such amazing survivors and people within the organization, I knew this was just something I wanted to further endeavor and really push onto other people as I do with my platforms. And I really enjoyed working with them. And now I'm a part of the leadership team for the Students of the Year campaign that we kicked off yesterday. And now I want to further my reach within the organization. My cousin, she's my princess this year, and she invited me to help her with Pennies for Patients, something they do with the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. And they work, and they do that at her school. So she invited me to their pasta night for it. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm also looking forward to furthering my goal with the Leukemia Lymphoma Society and try to raise $10,000 on my own for them.
Yay! Yeah, you have to do student of the year is a great way to be able to be involved. Also, Team in Training is one of their biggest fundraising organization or organizers. Pennies for Patients is a great one as well. I am a lymphoma survivor, so my very first
Wow.
Yeah, I was diagnosed with terminal lymphoma 22 years ago.
Oh
So
my gosh. Oh,
yeah, and I'm going through chemo again right now as a side effect from my original cancer. So, when I
wow.
started to be becoming active with pageants, that was even before I started becoming active with pageants, that was the first organization that I spoke for, that I started raising money for. And I got involved with Team in Training, and we raised cumulatively about $3 million with the
Wow.
team that I worked with in Texas. And they actually helped to fund one of the very first um, cures for leukemia, which is called Gleevec. So it was very nice to be
Wow.
part of an actual team that raised money
Yeah.
and actually, is changing children's lives. And because leukemia and lymphoma, they either affect younger people or older people. So it's really the foremost cancers that affect children. So I find it super important to be able to help them out and be able to make a difference. So thank you.
Yeah. Oh no, no, I'm so happy to like do it because I my grandmother had breast cancer and uterine cancer and I didn't really know what to do. Like I think I tried to work with Susan J. Coleman and G. Coleman and work with them and try to like just but it just didn't I didn't really find my place until I met survivors and I met our boy and girl of the year and then our champion of the year and just meeting just survivors and fighters. I was just so overwhelmed with passion for the organization after that I knew I wanted to do it. Also, one of the former survivors, he's a 3-time cancer survivor, and he does Team in Training. He convinced me to do their Team in Training 32-mile bike ride for Team in Training. So that'll be what we're working towards before Miss Nevada.
There you go. See, and honestly, that was what I saw a flyer for Team in Training, and that's how I got involved with LLS, because I was like, I'm gonna ride a century bike ride around Lake Tahoe. And
Oh, that's what they got.
Yeah, century bike ride. Century's 100 rides, 100 miles for those of you who don't know.
Yeah.
So I called my oncologist. My oncologist was like, no. so I was like, okay. So I called them back and I said, well, what can I do? And they said, well, we'd like you to be one of our honored heroes. So a patient that everybody rides for, and the team have patients that they do their rides in honor of. So that became, a big part of my pageant life in the very beginning. I traveled the country speaking for them. It was an amazing experience. And then knowing and seeing all the people that we were able to raise money with and be able to be a part of it. So, I ended up doing a couple of I did a half, I did a couple of fives. I still haven't done a marathon or a century, but one of these days when I grow up, I might do it. So
we'll do it together.
We want to do it.
We can train.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's something I've actually been before I did, I was actually thinking this was my last year. Miss America actually changed their rules. So this would be my last year as a teen. I thought was last year. So my goal was I was just like, now I need to work to something else. I'm not doing a pageant because obviously I didn't think I was going to do one. So I started marathon training, and I started working with just doing running miles, and I want to do a 5K and obviously charity runs and things like that, just because I don't know what else I'd run for, like by myself.
Some people do it for fun. I don't know why.
I know.
Sorry, I shouldn't say that. I really admire people that do them, but I just don't know why.
Yeah, it's basic. I think it's just the biggest it's just the human body that's working, and I was just like, well, I want to feel that fit. I want to feel that in tune with my body that I can run for 3 miles, and I was just like, okay, so that's what I'm working to do. And we'll meet up somewhere. Yeah. We can do that Disney World.
Well, that was the thing. And my last one that I did was, I just had bypass surgery, and the last one I did was the Children's Miracle Network Princess, and that's where I met Betty Cantrell. So I did it, and then I'm covered in sweat, and my hair is and all of a sudden, Betty Cantrell's here. Okay, we can do another 4 miles. It's fine. Just keep going.
We're like, we must meet her.
We have to see her.
No, I would do the same thing.
So, oh my gosh. So sorry, Catherine. Catherine says she loves you. We love you too. So, and for all of our viewers, the reason I didn't wish the frog question is because she was on last year. So I do know that she loves frogs, but she loves turtles more.
Oh yeah, that is true. I
So you can tell us,
oh
tell
my
it, go
gosh,
ahead, tell us. Why do you like
I do like
why do you
frogs.
like turtles?
You know what? That's a good. I had my parents actually got me like a stuffed animal when I was born, and it happened to be a turtle, and I'm just obsessed. Like I'm a really avid learner. Like I will just learn everything about one thing just because. Might as well. So I like when I was a kid, I read all the books about turtles. Everything I could learn, I did. Like I knew I would bore people with facts about turtles like all the time. It was a fatal flaw, but it's just characterizes me today.
Turtles are your spirit animal.
Yes, and I was just telling my dad I'm 17, but I act like a 50-year-old at heart. Like I love to just like stroll, just chill and and do that.
Catherine wants to know, what colleges are you looking at? Ooh.
Oh my, it's
Ooh.
so scary. College is so scary.
Why?
But it's because it's just like leaving the nest. Like it's the uncertainty like you have. But I'm very excited. Luckily, I've only applied to 9 colleges and well, right now 8. I have the ninth one to still apply for. But I've luckily gotten accepted to all of them.
Yay.
And that is our 2 universities here in Nevada, UNLV and UNR. And then 2 universities in Utah, Dixie State University, as well as Southern Utah
Only
University.
9.
And then, yeah, only 9. And then, I'm trying to, Kentucky Wesleyan College, I'm applying to. I'm pretty sure I got in. Like, we just got to think positive.
Of course. No, but I mean you're a great student and an exceptional, person. So why wouldn't you?
I know, just that's what and then I think the last school, and Montana State Bozeman University, and then Portland State University. So we have options.
Okay, what's the wish school though? What's the one that you want?
So the school that I'm not, it's in the Windworks, but there's like, I really am only interested in free. Like, so if Kentucky Wesleyan College, there's a scholarship here in Nevada called, for Las Vegas residents called the Founders Scholarship, which gives, I don't know how many students, I can't really remember right now, but it gives them a free ride plus housing plus like room and
Wow.
board and tuition to Kentucky Wesleyan College. And one of my goals is to become a lawyer. And they have an amazing program. It's called the 3+3 program. So it's 3 years to get your undergrad and 3 years to get your law degree. And it's just, I'm a great learner, but I also like to do things very fast. So it was perfect on for me.
All right. So I know this already, but Fatima just asked, what are you planning to major in college? So tell us what you want to be when you grow up.
So it's changed over the years, but I've been applying to schools as a history major. I've been so obsessed with learning about my past and learning about just where I came from, coming from a mixed background. So I've always wanted to learn more about my African American heritage. And that turned into a love of wanting to know the past of everything. Like I needed to know why we do this now. And I am really obsessed about learning about presidents. I love learning about just American politics. That's my thing. Like that's what I'm into right now.
I saw Hamilton on Sunday.
My sister and my dad went for my sister's 21st birthday and did not take
It
me.
was amazing. And for anybody that doesn't know American history, just download the album. Just listen to the music.
And you'll figure it
It's
out.
way cool. It well explains American history. So, yeah. So I'm a history buff too. So
Oh,
that was my thing. And then, like yourself, I was gonna become an attorney. Somehow that changed and I became a teacher, and then I just kept coaching gymnastics for the rest of my life. I'm not sure how. But
no,
I
that's
love what I do.
we
So
never know.
I love what I do, so it doesn't matter. So and tell me about your talent again. So tell me for those of you that are not familiar with Miss America's Outstanding Teen, first let's do that really, really quick. Tell us a little about the Miss America's Outstanding Teen program and then about the talent portion.
So Miss America's Outstanding Teen is the little sister to Miss America. So that means it's interview, but it's a little bit shorter, just 2 minutes shorter at 8 minutes. And then you have a fitness portion, which is activewear plus a fitness routine. And then going into a talent portion, which is the tried and true hallmark of a Miss America pageant, and then evening gown and on stage question. So my talent, I go to the premier arts high school in Las Vegas called the Las Vegas Academy. I know I like to do the fancy title for brownie points, but I'm a vocal major at the Las Vegas Academy, and I'm a vocal performance artist. I don't. That sounded so like bougie, but I sing for my talent.
Hey, girl, you got props, so it's not bougie at all. Okay.
I know. I'm classically trained, but I kind of right now I'm just doing these. So I literally thought last year was my last year, so I really was just put it all into last year. So now I'm just really having fun with pageantry, and I think that's the change. Like, I'm not doing pageants. I was thinking the first time I need to win, like the last year, just go for it. Like, you need to do what a winner would do. But now I'm thinking I don't want to do anything that I don't like and isn't me, and it doesn't reflect the message I want to pass on. So that's why I sang A Million Dreams for my local, because that's what I believe. Like, I believe that if we all just put out the dreams we want in this world, we can achieve it. So I wanted to pass that message on to my little princesses that are my cousins that were in the audience. They were singing with me, and it was so sweet.
Not This Is Me. This Is Me.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm
yeah, maybe we should think about that. We need to talk.
Maybe we will talk. I'm not, there's other Greatest Showman songs that may be in the works that may be premiering at Miss Nevada. We may see. We're still in the brainstorming phase.
Dude, see, now I need to go. Like, dang it. I'm going to be in your time zone next week, though. I'm going to California next week. So, yeah, I was wishing that we'd stopped in. I know. I was wishing we'd stop in Las Vegas, but we're not. So,
I know. You have to come by, plan a trip for the summer. Vegas is where you need it. Oh, okay. June in Vegas.
It's really hot. Brutal, I have been there. I've been there for another pageant that was there or two.
In June, it's end of June, early July. It's really brutal, but it builds character.
Well, see, here in Miami, we're in Miami, so we have the same heat, except it's like 98% humidity. At least there, I don't know. I'm about to pass out. Here, at least I'm going, sorry. That was not nice. I'm sorry.
It's a little wet.
Yeah, a little.
It's a wet heat there. It's a dry heat here.
Yeah, I actually found it a lot easier in Vegas than I find it here. So anyway, all right. So
I can't do humidity. My hair.
Yeah, this is natural, and well, it's going really natural now. So anyway, but sorry, Fatima just asked, what countries have you traveled to, and if you have, which ones are your favorites? Have you traveled to
I have actually not traveled. I haven't traveled outside the United States.
Me
either. That's one of my goals. Is I really want to go to Australia. Like, that's like, I really want to go there. I really want to go to. I know. I want to go to the. I think I want to go. Obviously, I want to go to every country, but I really want to go to Europe. I'm interested in like Japanese culture. I just think it's so beautiful there. Like. And the cities, I love cities. It's going to be a really hard time leaving Vegas. I'm obsessed with the city atmosphere. So I'm just really obsessed. Like, I love just culture. I love seeing the busiest of a culture just thrive. It's just really fascinating.
Yeah, the thing that's cool about Europe is like everything is old, as opposed to,
I love old.
Not here where it's like sort of old. No, not even sort of.
Yeah, like a little.
They have castles that have been there for 1,500 years.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we don't have.
I know,
you have these beautiful ones that are replicas of the real ones.
Yeah, we have little whispers of different countries. Like, just Paris, it's a little close, but not really.
I honestly, I have to say, when I went to Vegas, I really loved the fact that it had like those little pieces of other countries, even though they're not real. But it's like that idea that you can still go someplace and step out of reality for a little while and be able to, immerse yourself in maybe something a little bit different, a little bit educational. So I do really like Vegas a lot. I was really surprised because the first time I was there was 3 years ago. And in all of my years of traveling and doing pageants, I'd been to 42 states and I'd never been to Las Vegas.
So, Vegas is the best.
So now I've been, probably, I don't know, five times now in 3 years. So a good amount. So wow. We'll come back. James says it's not so hot at Westgate.
Yeah, that's where we hold the having the pageant. We're so excited. That's my dad. I think everyone should come and bring like signs with my face on it. Just give lots of support from the crowd. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a great pageant. I'm really excited.
No, I'm super excited for you. And I don't know. I mean, did you think that when last year you competed that you say that was your last time? Were you not intending to go on to Miss Nevada? I mean, do you think that when you finish with Outstanding Teen, you're done? Is this the end of your pageant career, or?
My overall goal is to be a forever Miss Nevada. Like I don't know whatever I have to do it, but I will be one. So it was kind of like it was just the end of my Outstanding Teen years. I was like,
gotcha.
Okay, it's done, and I was gonna take a year I was going to get in peak physical shape. I was like ready to get into the pinnacle of health, and then that did not happen. That did not happen after June. I took a little break. And then I found out I could compete again, and then I took more breaks to forget that I had to compete again, and then I competed again.
But you know what? I mean, honestly, I think well, and your opinion might be different about this. I think that the change with Miss America now with eliminating swimsuit makes it less stressful mentally on you to have to worry about that part of. I mean, I know that Outstanding Teen took it out years ago, but now going into, as you age into Miss, does that take stress off of your brain knowing you no longer have to do it in a bathing suit and heels?
If Miss America this may be a little, like, I'm not trying to say this may be controversial, but I never thought Miss America was still going, personally, even without swimsuit, I thought it was going to be a lot harder for a plus size woman to still be Miss America, with or without swimsuit. And it probably still will be, like, and that was my overall concern, because I wasn't saying I was gonna drop a bunch of weight and be a size 6 ready to go by Miss America, because that would just be overall unhealthy. But it was just scary for me. It was, even though they took out swimsuit, it would still feel like I was at a disadvantage, because that's what I love about seeing more people of different sizes and backgrounds like being awarded.
I agree.
Awarded in award shows and for entertainment, because it makes it feel more achievable, where still Miss America feels like where most people, they're like, yes, we have many different backgrounds. You can be any race from America and be a Miss America. But it doesn't feel like the size has come to terms with that. And it still feels like and it still feels like a barrier that we are going to have to push with Miss America. And that's hopefully what I can pass on as a title holder, is that size really doesn't matter. And you can be the healthiest you can try to be and still be a size 16, and you can just do whatever you can to be the best you can be. But I don't think that person is ill fit to be Miss America. So it'll be a while, but I hope that even if I'm still plus size when I compete for Miss America, I hope I can be just that much more of a role model for plus size women in Miss America.
I'm trying to think. I got my sashes up. I'm not going to turn the camera, but I have many, many sashes, and I didn't win my first state pageant until I got it out of my head that it was about how I looked. As soon as I started thinking about what my dreams were and my thoughts were and what was important to me, and my community service and the things that I was trying to do, with my titles, that I became successful. And I won my first national pageant as a size 14. And that was and that particular system had never had anybody bigger than a size 6. So,
Yeah.
for me to be, and I haven't changed in size at all. Like, I still am a size 14. I'm officially retired now, but, but, I was competing until last year. And it'll happen again. I'm just
Yeah.
taking a break. But, you would think that at
I'm
52,
retired
I
now.
might be done for a bit, but maybe not. So I don't know.
No.
But I mean, that's the thing is I think it's wonderful now, to be able to have those opportunities, to be able to try to break those molds and to be able to change it. And in the beginning, I had a really difficult time. I had people teasing me all the time, asking me where I bought that
Yeah.
crown and sash when I was at appearances. Oh, where can I
Oh,
buy that? Oh, that's so cute, honey. And I was in Texas, so it's the mega of pageantry, and
oh
I
yeah.
and
It's
and
just
I was like, yeah, no, this I won. This is really real, and so it came with the challenges, but that was 15 years ago, and I think we've come a really long way in that time, and being able to change those
yeah.
barriers and hopefully make a path that's safe for you to come and not feel like you're being
It's yeah.
attacked.
It's just the idea that it's just I want to be able to break the stereotype, especially if as a miss, like just saying it just because you're a size 14 doesn't mean you're unhealthy.
Right.
And it's a lot of things I heard in state pageants when I was watching on stage questions, and like I didn't think those were, it's like personally they're not equivalent to me, and to a lot of the women in America that's not how they personally feel.
Right.
So it was disheartening hearing these girls that are supposed to represent Americans saying things like that, where it's like, well, this is why we're not progressing, and it's like we need to break those stereotypes that's what it means. Where I think that's what Gretchen tried to put it at. Like, I don't think she tried to take swimsuit away, saying it's anti-feminist. Oh, love you too, Lauren. I think she took it away because she wants to start breaking those barriers, and not that Miss America, don't get mad at me, not that I'm super team Gretchen or super team Miss America right now, but it was just an overall better pageant, not worrying about thinking, are those girls starving themselves to get in that
Right.
swimsuit?
Right.
It's like, what did these women have to do to make themselves feel worthy to be on this stage? It was nice hearing every state speak on behalf of their state, and hearing exactly who they are as people. And that's kind of how I fell in love with our Miss America. Now I got to hear what she's all about. And I was just like, wow, okay, you are the most qualified person for the job. You care, and you will represent America the best this year.
Yeah.
And that's what I really loved about this year's competition.
I got to spend a week with Cara about 6 weeks ago. We were together for a whole week judging a pageant, and I got to spend a lot of time with her. And I got to tell you, man, she is fearless. And I thought, and she's like 5'3". I mean, she's like my height. She's tiny, but she's like
wow.
a spitfire. And I went, oh my gosh, I want to be her when I grow up. Cara Mund, I love you. And I mean, but that's what makes me want to continue fighting for the legacy of the pageant and being able to, inspire women to be able to have those opportunities. It's so important. Fatima just asked a question. She said, if you were given $1 million cash, what would you spend it on and why?
Okay, so we're gonna go past the obvious answers, which is car and school. Like, if I hit $1 million, those would be done, paid for.
Yeah, but babe, that's nothing in a bucket of $1 million. So
that's nothing. No, so that's paid for. Let's just assume. I would love to just go on, like, once I'm done with school. You know what? Maybe I'd take a year off to do this. Maybe I'd be Miss Nevada then, so I need to take a year off. But
exactly.
I would want to just go on a vacation. Like, you know how many years we just, like, my family has just not gone on vacation? We're just like chilling. So I'd love to take my family on just like everyone on just a long vacation where we just to go rent, like Disney World. We'd love to go back to Disney World, where we'd love to go on a cruise, a Hawaiian
you go to
cruise,
Disney World,
and stay in Hawaii. I'll give you a call when we get the funds.
And then if you go to Miss America's Outstanding Teen, I can go to Disney World to see you. Hello.
I know. And then I just go to Europe. I know my mom wants to go to Europe, and I know it'd be great to just take my family places and just relax. I think everyone in the Reed family needs a year-long relaxation.
A relaxation. There you go. You go chill
Yeah.
out, maybe take one of those world cruises. Ooh.
Oh yeah. Well, oh my gosh, we were thinking about that over we were reading about those
Uh-huh.
like oh my gosh. That'd be so cool, but we are the busiest family. Like it's like besides me, like I do appearances almost right now I'm like scheduled at least for every other week to do something. But like my dad, he's always around, like he's always helping doing put like working around. My mother is always working. She's a full-time nurse. My sister's a full-time college student and she has a job and she's a title holder. Oh my, it's and my grandmother's a nurse. We're doing all of it. So we want to I think we all need a vacation.
I got it.
We
I
just need
gotta know
a minute.
the comment is Crocs from Catherine.
Oh my gosh.
Crocs.
I love Crocs. I don't have my Crocs in here.
Turtles and Crocs.
I love my Crocs.
You're a reptile kind of
Yes,
girl.
I am. I love Crocs the shoe. They're my go-to comfy shoe. It's the only way. I helped my grandmother. My mother stole my first pair of Crocs, like the first actual pair I've owned, like that were mine. And my mother stole them because she wanted to wear them to work, and I never got them back.
They're great
Also,
nurse
didn't want them.
shoes, so I understand that. They
I
are
know.
really comfortable. So
And uh, and like my mother's a nurse, and I grew up just around the hospital scene, and those were the cool shoes that everyone had. So I think it's just implanted in my brain that like they're comfy, ready to go. And now I have a fuzzy pair of Crocs that I wore like all during breaks in the competition.
well, yes,
I'm not a heel girl. I'm a Croc girl.
I'm not a heel girl. I'm more of like a sneaker girl. I've never tried Crocs. I guess I need to try them. Are they really comfy?
You they're warm and they're like really good for like orthopedic. Like I broke my foot last year and like I walk around like all the time. My campus is like just gigantic at school. So having my Crocs on and a pair of fuzzy socks
How
gets
did
you
you
through the
break your
day.
foot?
Oh, that was last year.
So did I. So
Going
I'm
up the
like, well, how did
stairs.
you do it?
I tripped going up the stairs. It was so embarrassing. I was in a production of The Wizard of Oz and I was a tree and
And
the
you
only job I had
broke a
was to
leg?
stand there and sing.
Seriously?
Yeah, and right before the show, during a singing rehearsal. It was not. It was so
Oh
embarrassing.
God. See,
We weren't even
mine
dancing.
starts off really interesting because mine is I had tickets to visit the elephants at the zoo, and
Oh,
everybody goes, "Oh, you got to see the elephants?" I said, "Yeah, we got to pet them and touch them." And stepping out of the area, there was a patch of mud, and I put my foot in it, and my foot got stuck, and it broke.
oh my gosh.
She's beauty and she's grace.
Well, that's a fun story. Really,
But
truly.
yours, you were going into rehearsals and you fell up the.
Like it was leaving. No, I was like, so we had it was like stand up, sit down for a singing rehearsal. We were just running through the songs, and one time, like coming down the stairs and going up the theater steps, I tripped and I went ow, and and I was like, oh, oh, my foot hurt, and I was like, okay, and I swear to you, I was like, it has to be a sprain. It's just like, oh, it just really hurts, or like when you hit your like pinky toe on you're like on the side of the thing and you're like it's the end of the
Yeah.
world. That's what I thought it was. And I just like, and then I was like walking more and I was like, dude, I can't even walk right now. And then I went to the hospital and they had an x-ray and I was just like, it's like, this is going to be a big waste of time. I could be sleeping right now. And then I broke my foot and LVA is a historical landmark. So we have like just the
Oh.
minimal amount of handicap accessibilities, the minimum amount. So I had to hop 2 flights of stairs to get to my morning class. And then after hopping up 2 flights of stairs, one day I had to hop 3 flights of stairs the next day to get to my physics class. So it was a great time.
I
We love our historical landmarks.
I walked on mine for 3 weeks before I finally went, that's it. I'm going to the hospital. And
Oh my God.
3 weeks. So I taught gymnastics for 3 weeks.
And you're like, it just hurts. My
It was
foot
all
just
swollen,
hurts.
and every night I put it up and I iced it, and I was like, oh, it's just, I'm just getting old, whatever. And finally, I couldn't walk on it anymore. And everybody's like, Stacy, it's nothing, it's nothing. And I walked in, and they're like, it's broken in 2 spots, and I went, awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Feet are very tender things. We have to take care of them. So. All right, we totally are divergent in this interview. I'm so sorry, but I love the fact that I'm getting to know more about you. I love that. So what are your plans? Like, what are you going to do now throughout your year, I know you've got tons of community service projects that you and activities you've got coming up. You clearly have a director that loves you and is involved with you, and I'm sure is making lots of appearances. And your sisters have already all messaged me and said, we want to be on the show. So I'm like, okay, great. We're going to interview them as well. So I'm super excited that they're here supporting you and that they've asked to also be part of the program, because, you know, I want more Miss America and Miss America's Outstanding Teens on the show so that we can really highlight what the program is really about. So with that being said, again, tell me what's going on before you go to state.
So my goals this year, I have entire plans to try to win. Don't get that twisted. We're going to Miss Nevada to try to win and do better than we've ever done before. So besides just constant training and interview prep, because that's where you win in an interview.
You are correct.
For everyone in there, I want to build up on myself and my skills. There's so many things that the Miss America organization provides you as a local title holder that I want to capitalize on this year. And I want to go ahead and work on my public speaking skills. I'd love to be, oh my gosh, Jennifer, I love you. And Alexa, I want to work on my public speaking skills. I want to be a motivational speaker, especially speak to younger generations. I want to get them involved with volunteering and fundraising. That's something I've really wanted to pass on to my princesses. And my goal is for my princesses this year, they're going to find out soon enough, but I want them to try to raise their own money for Children's Miracle Network. We're going to pick out fundraisers they want to do, and we'll try to get them to raise their goal of $25. And really get them to volunteer and fundraise on their own. Nothing more than I want to do is then teach a child the value of $1 to someone in need, because $1 in Children's Miracle Network money, it goes a long way, as I found out going there. And they need to see this work in action. And then I want to go ahead and work further with my platform, obviously, get involved in the fellow areas. So working with Pennies for Patients, starting with teams in training, continuing on with the Students of the Year campaign, and just being a role model and a spokesperson for that organization. I have a couple appearances in line, and also building up the program. I don't want to leave Vegas without letting everyone know the importance of this program, and just really express on media outlets and parades and let people know that Miss Las Vegas, Miss UNLV's Outstanding Teen, Miss Reno, and Miss Carson City, and every place Elko, that's what I missed. That is an amazing program, and we have amazing women representing this organization.
You have some amazing directors, like seriously, and amazing young women, talented women, articulate women they're vying for those titles. I think that is phenomenal.
Yeah. And I don't want to act just as, oh my gosh, Kristen.
Hi, Kristen.
I miss her. But I don't want to miss on the opportunity. My mantra throughout every year, and especially as a senior, I have a little more freedom this year to follow those goals, is you don't need to win the title of Miss Nevada or Miss America to act like one.
Absolutely.
So my goal is to be the most well-known title holder in the city. Just let them know that we're here for them, and we're here to show that there's options for young women other than just what is the norm, and teach them that it's okay to go out of their comfort zone. And this is a great way to be a part of the community. And this is just an amazing way. And I really wanted to just own up and be a spokesmodel for this organization.
That's phenomenal. My other co-host, Fatima, asked a little while ago, she's like, what other titles have you competed for, and how did you place?
I've only competed in the Miss America system. So I've had Miss Green Valley's Outstanding Teen 2017, and then Miss Centennial Hills 2017. And in that pageant, there was 5 titles given out that day, and I was the 5th. So I don't know if we did it by, I don't know how they do that, but I was the 5th title given out. So that was really exciting. And I came from after Miss Green Valley wasn't at large, like I said, and that was after 4 pageants. So, and then I kind of found out where I was there, but I'm fogging on it now. And then
how'd you do at state? I know you got congeniality, but how did you do it at MA?
I just I didn't place in the top 5, but I did win non-finalist interview.
Right.
So that means I had to score pretty high. I think that means I scored pretty high.
You got a scholarship for that too, right? for?
I did. I won $500 at Miss Nevada this year,
Smart.
which I know any money. Right now I'm at $1,000 for my total. So
Woot
we
woot.
have some book money.
Hey, but you know what? Do you know how many girls, or sorry, women would kill to be able to have $1,000 for book money or whatever
I'm
their needs are?
No, it's so exciting. It's just like because now I'm applying for scholarships and I smile at every little $2 scholarship. I'm like, yes, that's for me, and I applying for everything. And so for this year, I when I won Miss Blue Diamond 2018, that was the 13th title given out. So going from 5 to 3 is pretty impressive to me.
Yay.
That's all I think.
Awesome. So, okay. So what made you decide to compete in a pageant? Because, you know, they're, look at these fancy AirPods. Yeah, I know.
I know we're like
They're my new
we're bougie over
accessory.
here at Pageantrynow. We're
Yes,
bougie.
we are.
She did interviews with Miss Universe and Miss Miss USA's and America, so we're bougie.
We're bougie. Oh, did you see the one with Cara and Kyra? Miss
Yes, of course.
USA and Miss America together in the same place.
We're so obsessed. I'm so obsessed with you, so of course I have.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. I love you. I think you are adorbs. Oh my God. Okay, so what made you decide to do a pageant?
It was Catherine.
It's
She
all
pushed
her
me to do it.
fault.
I know. She told me, she was just like, one, she said you should go and do a meeting. You'll like it. And I went, I don't know, because I was that girl that was like, pageant girls are mean and they want to shame you. And then I went to one of the meetings. Those girls were the loveliest girls I have ever met. They're still my closest friends, and I love them dearly. Like they have changed my life extremely, and they taught me what it means to be just a phenomenal woman. And I admire that to this day, to be just that kind. I show my way of, I have a funny way of showing it, but I just want to be that way of a genuine woman and a genuine heart and spirit. And that's why I did it. I really didn't care that it wasn't until a little later when pageant training that I started thinking about the weight and the look and all of that. Cause at my first pageant, I was not looking cute. I was not pageant ready. But at least after a couple of them, I was
10 minutes before the interview, I wasn't either. Your point is?
I know. I went in there and I did my hair like I think I do. And then my dress was like just so glittery. And I was like, oh. And now when you see the evolution of dresses, you can go, oh, she figured it out. So,
what do you mean glittery's not cool? Oh, I've been doing it wrong.
No,
this
it was
whole
like
time.
all sequins.
I know.
It was sequins, and then it was tulle. Oh my gosh! But this one's like, oh, I love my dress. So I think it's a good step up.
Yeah, but I think that you've got to find
Also, we're bougie now.
Well, I mean, I don't think I stopped being bougie. Well, maybe I just changed bougie. Apparently my necklaces are a thing that's a discussion that I have no idea. Like I didn't realize that my jewelry was that important to people, but I'm looking through all the comments on some of my videos and people are like, where did you get that necklace? Oh my God, that's amazing. How can I get one of those? I'm like, eBay. It's your friend.
It is.
Anyways, it says, I didn't dress in a gown either. Your first pageant, Carmela says. So
yeah, the gown is like, it's like the least important part, but it makes you feel
like a princess.
Having a great gown is like, it'll change your life. So my first 2 pageants, I was like, I liked the dress, and you know what? It was that first dress that made me go, I'm a pageant girl now. And then after that, I was like, okay, now we're ready to be a queen. And then it just went on, and I'm always chasing that feeling of the first dress. And I found that with my last dress.
Do you watch Big Bang?
Oh, sometimes, not always.
When Sheldon started dating Amy Fairfather and they got serious, he bought her a tiara and she put on her head and she goes, it's a tiara. And I'm like, yes, we all want to feel like a princess. I think there's really no way to get away from that feeling. And then and there's something magical about that dress, which I've had 2 in my life where I put them on and I went, I'm never taking this off. So one of them I lent to somebody and I never got it back. And then the other one was custom made for me. And I'm like, and I would wear it all the time, but around the house, it doesn't really work. And teaching gymnastics, it's not a good look so much. So it's purple velvet doesn't carry well with small children. So
I love purple.
Purple's my color.
I love velvet.
Purple's my color. Yeah.
I live for velvet. I love velvet in pageants.
See, there you go. So anyway, so you're happy, you love your dress, and it's all a different place now and in your head.
This is my second dress with that feeling. The first dress, after I wore other dresses, I was like, oh, we weren't doing it right. This is not
all of the dress sponsors out there. Wish is looking for something to upgrade to. So if anybody's interested in giving her next magical look, there you go.
We are always looking for a sponsor. If someone's out
for
there. We're always looking, and you'll always be welcome. And I will post about you endlessly, just all the time.
So what?
Like every day.
The one thing. Like people are always like, "Oh my gosh, weren't you intimidated interviewing these people?" And I'm like, "Are you kidding? They're wonderfully articulate young women with cell phones. Hello."
I know it's all about the.
It is, and I
learned
how to airdrop from a Miss Universe contestant. I didn't know how to do it. She's like, "Give me your phone. Let me show you how." I'm like, silly me. If I needed to know about social media, I go to you and you show me how.
Yes. I've learned how to social media like just recently. Like, all right. Like my first year I could post, but I was not good. But then last year my director, she was killer at social media. She taught me all the tricks. So now this year we're going in strong for social media.
Who are your directors this year?
It's Lisa Stevens and Ashley. I know her as Ashley, but she goes by Catherine too.
Catherine.
Rosenberger.
Okay.
They're the best. They're really sweet. They were my first directors when I was Miss Green Valley's Outstanding Teen.
Tracy was your director last year? No.
No. I had Farrell Blanc.
Farrell. Okay.
She's she's the sweetest. I live for her. I love all my directors. They're like extra moms.
They're family. That's the thing. I'm going to California.
They really are.
I'm going to California to see the person who's my best friend now, but she was my director for when I was Mrs. Accomplished American. And oh wait, did I just tell people a secret I shouldn't have? Oh no. No one knew I was going to California.
Oh, you said that earlier though. You said you were just going.
Yeah, but I didn't say where I was going. Now everybody knows where I'm going. Oh well.
Oh, okay. Were you gonna do a little post? I do love when people do a little post. Where am I going?
Yeah, where in the world is Miss Stacy? To get in an airplane and just go. That was one of the things Tyra asked me. She's like, can I get on your buddy pass? Because you seem to be everywhere. And I was like, I'm just lucky to be at the cool places that I can get to. That people take me and say, hey, yeah, we'll let you go.
I know. Like I would love to be a media outlet.
You let me know. I will send you a microphone anytime you want, and you can be one of our hosts. You just tell me.
Girl.
Hello.
Girl, just whenever. And
serious.
Literally whenever. Just we'll chat after. If
you want to cover, seriously, if you want to, and for anybody else that is interested in being able, like, it's not a paid for job, unfortunately, we do this for free. But if you are at a pageant and you want to cover and do interviews, but it's a great opportunity to practice your interview skills too. I found that when I interview, I become more comfortable in front of the camera, and it makes such a huge difference. So serious.
Okay, we'll have to chat. No, I'm serious. We'll do this. Not every pageant seems to be leaving Vegas.
No, I know, but maybe, could be cool.
Maybe I know. Maybe I'll travel. Maybe we'll start traveling.
But there's a lot of big ones coming back to Vegas though. So.
Oh. Okay. We'll be stepping up.
So.
Okay, we'll do this next question.
There we go. Next question. All right. So, what do you think has been the best thing that you've learned about yourself through pageants?
I recently I posted this on my Centennial Hills page, and I posted about my basically my weight loss and weight gain that happened right after the pageant, and something that I was hard to learn, but it was okay to fail. Like it was okay to not be okay. Because I did post earlier that I was going for it, like I was going to be training, and it just didn't turn out how it was a lot harder than I thought. So I wanted to post that this is where I was, and this is where I wanted to be, and this is where I am now, and just where I was in between. So I thought that was, even for girls that feel like insignificant that way when they do fail, I wanted to make sure it happens to everyone, even something as simple as weight loss and weight gain. And like, it's a great message to pass on to pageant girls, at least, that it's okay to fail. Like, it's okay to go from top of the class to not winning the local. It's okay to do that, and it's okay to feel, and it's okay that for anything, it's okay to be the best at something and not be great at it later. And I wanted to pass it on to other girls, because I don't want, it was so hard to learn that it was okay to fail. And I just think that's the most important lesson we can teach anybody.
Well, the saying I always say, and you hear it a lot, is that it's not failure, it's a learning opportunity. And, you know, every title that you don't take home, if you don't go into it going, oh my gosh, I don't have a piece of jewelry on my head. And my catchphrase now is, a piece of jewelry on your head does not make you a queen. It's what's in your heart. And it's true. It doesn't matter what you wear. It's the what you learn in the process. So, you know, there are so many amazing experiences that happen throughout the year of a title. And even just at a pageant, where you learn about interviewing skills, or you learn about how to carry yourself, how to make friends, how to keep friends, how not to isolate yourself when you're in those situations of competition, and being able, I mean, clearly you got that one because you've got Miss Congeniality, which is a huge honor. Congeniality is a big deal. That means
that's my only goal, is to not be the nastiest person at the pageant.
Yeah, but
to be like just the like, just to make okay, this is one of my my little in the future goals, is I want to write a book about, like, I was just thinking about how I want to write a book called 20 Ways to Lose Your Title. And it's just a good way to start off your, like, you know, when you read those pageant prep books, they're always like, winning, go to the winning crown, and it's how to win. And I just want to do a book that's like how to lose a title, like just the ways to just blow it, but also have like good advice.
Let's do it, because I love that idea.
Girl,
seriously,
we're about to write a book.
Seriously.
Yes, we're about to collab. It's just like, pageants are so serious nowadays, and it's not. I remember, one of my last opens, it was the last open I thought I was competing for, because I had a competition the same day, but for some reason it's never my last pageant that I think it is. So
me either.
that pageant, I lost, and I was like, oh gosh, I worked really hard and I lost again. And then but I was fine. I was like,
Kirsten says, do it.
I was going to, yeah, I wanted, walking out, like
oh no,
let's go to Outback. Yeah. And I was having fun, and I went, oh gosh, I left some shoes in the dressing room. And I went back and I saw a girl crying, and I was like, oh, and then I didn't know, like I was just like, should I be crying? Should I be sad? And and I didn't really see it as a loss. I just saw it as a next step. Like, okay, so we lost. So see you next year. We're gonna do this all again. And that's how I always think. Even after this pageant, I walked on stage we did a stack pageant for this one. I walked on stage ready to lose. I even said, this is gonna be my last pageant. I don't think I'm gonna do the next one. And my friend Autumn, you interviewed her last year, she said, are you really done? And I went, yeah, this is it. Like, it's like, I got to go move on. I got to be a role model somewhere else. Like, and I prayed about it, and I said, let's point me on a path of either most or least resistance, but let's let this be the turning point. And I went on ready to lose, just like ready to go. And then I didn't. So it was just crazy. Like how I think about pageants. I don't think about the crown. I think about, I actually think about losing more than I think about winning.
But you know, I mean,
honestly, just going home and being.
And you got to kind of be careful too, because there is that psychology where if you get in your head and you kind of think that if you only think you're going to win, that messes with your brain. And if you think you're not going to win ever, or that it's not a big deal, there's still that part of you that your brain is going to follow that. So you've got to find that place where it's okay.
Yeah, I was like,
in between.
Before the second pageant, I did say, let's go win this title. And then after the whole competition was said and done, I was like, okay, let's just like we win, we lose, we lose.
Right.
But I don't know. It's that everyone says they feel it when they're gonna win their title. And then I kind of said like, oh, I can win this. And I said that for Miss Centennial Hills too, but and then after like both pageants, I was like, but I could lose. Like I know I was really confident earlier, but I could lose too. Didn't really matter. I knew I was gonna just go on and do something great somewhere else. So I was just like, if it's not here, it has to be somewhere else. So
Right. No, and that for me, like two, like there were some other titles I competed for that when I was a teenager, I competed a lot and I never won. I was always runner up, and that was kind of the mentality that was in my head is like, I'm always going to be a first runner up. And that I think that was my brain playing with it. When I stopped worrying about the competition side of it and I started just thinking about what I could do with the title and how I could use my title to open doors and opportunities, that was when I stopped being a first runner up. My brain never thought about winning. My brain just thought, what can I do to be able to,
you got to do
right
without it.
Right, exactly.
To accomplish it. That's what I was thinking. I was just like, well, I don't need a title to be a role model to my cousins. I don't need a title to be an ambassador for an organization. I don't need a title to still be a good role model. I can just be me. If like I think I was good enough, it's like that's what I always thought. And I think that's what changed because I thought I needed the title to do those things, but I didn't.
Right.
And that's what changed from last year to this year. Because last year before I won Miss Centennial Hills, I was crying in my car when we were giving up my first title, like Green Valley, saying if I don't win again, I'm not going to be able to do anything. Like it'll be over. Like I won't have any of these opportunities. And then after I gave up Centennial Hills, I was just like, okay, I kind of don't need one. I can go it's like I can still be in the organization. I can go work somewhere else with Miss Nevada, or I can work harder with Leukemia and Lymphoma Society without the title. Like I have more opportunities other places, and I can work with other organizations. Like I don't need to be tied to Children's Miracle Network but I was really sad because I didn't want to give up those things. But I didn't feel like a closed door when I gave up the second time. I felt like it was a different door opening. It wasn't just both options closed. So it's the mentality. It really is.
No, I agree with you. I think it's fantastic. So, and I will tell you, there is that moment. I mean, I'm kind of going through it right now where I went to an event during the holidays and a bunch of my pageant friends who all had their titles and their crowns and stuff on. And I was just Stacy. And it was the first time I was just Stacy and not, Pageantrynow Stacy or a title holder. And I kind of went, well, this is interesting. I mean, and of course, they gave me a microphone. I was like, don't ever give me a microphone, no matter what. You don't, because it was a toy giveaway for the holidays, and it was so. But someone looked at me and went, here, and I went, oh gosh, that was not the right.
Oh gosh.
And then after that, it was fine. It all clicked in, and I thought, it doesn't matter whether I'm wearing a sash or not. My opportunities to be able to talk to people, see people, have an experience with them, be a role model all the time is always there. And it's a question of whether I want to take that journey or not. So, but I mean, there is still that place maybe where I go, oh man.
It's the thing, pageants are addicting. Like just the heartache when the heartache before a pageant, and then there's a rush, nothing like it when you're in the middle, when the pageant starts after opening number and you go into your first element and you're like, it's really addicting. It's the weirdest feeling. Yeah. It's nothing like a normal competition, like where it's like you take a break after doing something and you're like, okay, and then you go. It's numbing. Like I don't even know what happens between anything.
I only know that I get to go to IHOP in an evening gown afterwards. Full makeup. That's the way it rolls. So there you go.
Oh my gosh. I forgot, after, there's always a thing, I like to wear an after crowning outfit so I'm not wearing the ugly sweats I show up to rehearsal for. And I won a title, so I was like, oh gosh, I should have, and I forgot my outfit. So I had to go to Outback in my sweats and like a t-shirt, and then I had my sash, and I was like, and they're like, and I had peeled my eyelid.
Oh,
I
you
was
peeled
crying
off.
so bad.
Oh, no.
Oh my, I'll just tell you a little bit about my reaction video. If you've seen a little bit of the crowning of Miss Blue Diamonds Outstanding Teen, it was not a cute one. I did not go and then walk up and like get my crown on.
It was an ugly cry.
Had Autumn literally had to, I fell back and Autumn had to go, you won, and I went, oh, and then I like almost tripped falling up because my heart was beating so fast. I hyperventilated a little because it was extremely such a shock to me, and I couldn't even like just bend over and have like Tia crown me. I had to fall on the floor because I could not stay in a bending position. I had to be, you know, like when you like those
quad
girls
workout.
like
yes,
just,
I know the whole squat thing, and
I could not do the.
I can't.
I couldn't do the quads. I had to kneel. You know, like it was just like, you know, when the girl crowning is really shorter than you, so you have to be on the floor. Tia's taller than me, and I couldn't stand. I was like, oh no. I cried and I cried, and then the lashes, I had top and bottom lashes on. They both whisked away. I didn't stay for the photo. Alexis Hills, Miss Nevada, had to go, no, Wish, we have to take a photo. It was like a whole 5-minute ordeal to get me crowned. They're probably never going to do that again. They're going to go, that's really a hassle to crown her. She does nothing.
They're going to have to if you win another title. I got a news flash, so, you know.
I know. They're going to go, oh, they're going to have to plan a section in the program. They're going to go, if Wish gets crowned, it may be a little longer.
In the event that Wish gets crowned, this is what we do.
It's like, this is going to be actually a 2-hour longer pageant, especially if I win Miss Nevada's Outstanding Teen. It will be a long crowning. It'll be like 20 minutes at least to get me off the stairs and onto that floor.
Aww,
like, oh gosh.
That's awesome. See?
It's always a shock when you win to me. It's like, what?
No,
I don't know how girls just go.
No. And if you go back on my Facebook page and you look, like, I have ugly cry pictures on some of mine. Like, ugly. And
my goal is to take a cute crowning photo. Like, I am the grossest crowner. Like, I'm always like, always in every photo.
No, I don't know. They got some good ones for me, my last pageant, but there was one particular one where the first runner-up and I were standing, and she's looking at me and she's like, it's been so great having this experience with you, and I promise once I win that I'm going to be, you know, still calling you for advice, and I was like, and there's a part of my heart that was like breaking as I was standing there, because I was like, are you seriously giving yourself a pep talk right now when we're both standing here?
To like, oh my gosh, was this before they said the first runner up? Like, this was like,
yeah, so we're hand in hand, and she's just, you know, this has been such a great pageant with you, and I promise that once I win,
it's like when you don't win,
and I'm going,
you're like,
okay, sure. And so I think the shock that was on my face as I was standing there translated to the pictures, and then there was a part of my brain that went, because she's a news anchor. So I'm 5'4" and I'm size 14. She's a news anchor. She's almost 6 feet tall, and statuesque. And so there was a part of my brain that just went, oh yeah. And then I couldn't because I was crying, but it was awful.
It's because like that girl went.
It was awful.
And when you
the look on her face was not. I wish there were videos. I wish there were.
Oh my!
Videos.
I love it. It's like the girl when the don't win face is my favorite. After they get the good, you know, when she's still in the shot, when the queen's still in the shot, and they're like, yay! And then when they're immediately out, they know you're not in the photos anymore, and they're like,
yeah,
like where you're realizing you lost, and they're like,
yeah. I experienced that after the Steve Harvey mishap. Because I was there, and I tried to interview Miss Columbia. Did not go for a while.
Oh, I wouldn't expect that. She'd be like, "Oh, I'm not in the mood for this one."
Yeah,
ooh,
no,
I'm going home.
I tried. She's like, no interviews. Dang it! Let's rather try.
That's what I would do. I'd be like, okay,
Sorry.
Yeah, if I just won Miss Universe and then I found out I didn't just win Miss Universe, I'm going to IHOP so we can do the interview at IHOP, or we
That
will
was
not do
my
any
very
interviews.
first time in Las Vegas.
Oh my gosh. And there was like a huge traffic accident then.
No,
Like,
it wasn't an accident. The lady drove
crazy.
up on the sidewalk as Miss Universe was coming out, and then they shut down Planet Hollywood, and they told us it was a terrorist attack. So we couldn't leave the hotel. So all of the families were stuck in the hotel. Sorry, yeah, they told us it was a terrorist attack. So they shut down the airport. I couldn't leave.
I literally never found this out.
Oh.
We thought we were like watching Miss Universe. Like, it was before I really was into pageants, but we read about the car accident, and then we read about the Steve Harvey thing, and then we were like, we're watching this whole pageant now. We're really gonna see this.
It happened, and it happened right as everybody was releasing. So everybody was coming out of the theater, and she drove up. She was on Las Vegas Boulevard, so she drove up on the sidewalk and literally ran people over, and then drove off back onto the boulevard. And
I remember. Yeah. This is a real throwback to that, like, because I don't think many people remember that part.
And it didn't make national news,
because that's something.
Yeah,
that was the thing that it was. Well, obviously the Steve Harvey thing would take that over.
That one made
but that was something
news.
That's what I remember from that day. Is the big car accident. It was the dual thing that made me think about. That was why we even watched that pageant.
Yeah, so, it was pretty interesting because they had everything on shutdown. There were armed guards that immediately, were with Miss Universe and with Steve Harvey. It was kind of interesting because the audience kind of split at that point. So it was Hispanics and Asians, and it was
because they all come out to the pageant.
And they were and it's such and Hispanics and Asians are such huge supporters of pageantry. So that's really what the majority of the audience was, and so and everybody had.
Yeah, you can tell it's like a whole section.
Yeah, it was.
No, when they yell any Asian country or any Latin American country, it goes crazy at Miss Universe. You can hear it.
It is,
especially that country is the Philippines. The whole audience pops off.
Yeah, no, it was pretty surreal for me, and I mean, I'm glad I was there. So I think they never. Why? I don't understand. Like, I don't understand why things don't make the news.
Kirsten,
it was on CNN.
I think Kirsten was in California. It was a big thing in Vegas. Kirsten, I don't know if you were still in California then, but that was like big news in Vegas because we were like anything that blocks off the strip makes big news in Vegas.
All of Las
Anything
Vegas
that
Boulevard
makes the strip
was shut
crazy.
down because it was pretty insane, and it made CNN.
We're good
because I was calling my husband going, I can't leave. I had a 10 o'clock flight. I'm like, I can't leave, and he's like, what do you mean you can't leave? I'm like, somebody attacked the pageant, and he's like trying to find it on the news, and there isn't anywhere on the news. So finally, by the time I got back to my hotel room and I was able to sit down and start watching the news, they started to pull it up, but it only made the news cycle for that night. So anyway.
Yeah, because it will obviously Steve Harvey, that man.
It was
Vegas was crazy.
It was a legit mistake, and that a lot of people.
I was
legit.
There was no conspiracy.
No, there was not.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad's dropping some knowledge about
is that why they have barricades on the side? That right on that intersection, because I know we've been back since, and I didn't realize that was the reason they put the barricades up. Is that why?
Yeah, we Vegas we get serious about safety. We're like,
no, I know.
Like it's crazy.
You guys have had some pretty.
We're a good team. We're a good team on like remembering things like.
Whoa. Okay. So, anyways, so we have totally gone a totally different direction. I said this is only going to be like a half an hour interview. Clearly, we have gone to a totally different place. So, with that being said, which I'm glad because for me, I really want to get to know you guys, and so I mean, and I usually only have a certain amount of time to be able to talk. So, so I appreciate you being kind and giving me more time. Do you want to tell anybody?
Well, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I didn't either. I just looked at it and I went, oh, wow.
I was like, I literally just looked at the clock for the first time and I went, it's 6:14. We started this interview at like at least 5:05.
Is there anything you want to say to everybody that we haven't talked about? We talked about a bunch of stuff.
We did. We got the basis. Something I want to talk about, like the last thing is uh being just a positive pageantry, since this is mostly pageant people, be the best pageant role model you can be.
Right.
Uh, it's a competition, but it's a competition against yourself.
Right.
And it's if the judges wanted you that day, they would have picked you. So you
Hi,
need to.
Casey.
If
Sorry.
oh, hi, Casey. I don't know
She's
who Casey
Mrs.
is, but
Indiana.
hello.
She's Mrs. Indiana
Oh my
America.
gosh.
Yeah.
Hello. Sorry.
She was a guest on the
But if
show
there's a
too, and then
girl,
she went Mrs. Indiana. So there you
oh, maybe this is a good
go.
laugh.
Ooh.
But if there's a girl who needs to needs help in the pageant, help her. If there's a something on that girl's teeth, you also tell her that too. Don't be negative pageant Nancy
No.
and don't help anyone. Just make this it's not about the crown at the end. If you were going to win the crown, you were going to win it no matter what.
Right.
The thing I just want to pass on is what Cara said. It's not about the titles we hold, it's about the service we render. And that's something that needs to go across the board. Pageant girls, if you don't win the crown, continue with the service.
Right.
It's all that matters. That's the only reason you should be doing this for.
Yeah, I can't believe. Thank you so much, Casey. That's so sweet. Thanks. I'm getting used to the whole going gray thing. I don't know. What do you think, guys?
I like it.
Is it good?
It's good.
It's kind of, I mean, no,
Yeah.
gray is kind of trendy now. It's weird for me. So
Gray is coming back.
yeah, I know. I'm like, I'm cool. How did I know that was going to be trendy? All right. I planned that at the right time. And to follow up on your comment, it's absolutely true. I always say be as kind as you possibly can. I mean, we used to end the show with hashtag be kind to one another, because it really is such an important, it sounds so simple, but it's so, thank you. It sounds so simple, but it really is simple if you go out of your way to be able to do it. And the thing with pageants too is that, like you said, taking care of the other pageant sisters that are there, because the other thing too is most of us are not going to do just one pageant. So if you're mean to somebody,
you got to pass it on.
Yeah, and then they're going to remember that
pass
later
on your
on.
knowledge.
You help each other and you grow each other, then the
don't be the mean queen and then win.
Right, exactly.
You're gonna, like, you don't want that to touch your legacy. And a really funny story is our Miss Nevada's our Miss Las Vegas outstanding teen Molly, she just won too. Before at rehearsal, she would have me yell out the order of the fitness routine. She's like, wish I won't be able to remember. Just, can you yell it while I do this? And I went, yes. And I would yell that out to her. And then she was like, during rehearsal, she went, Wish, can you teach me how to pageant walk? I don't really know. And I went, yeah, okay. And then I gave her we did a little demo, and then she did her rehearsal, and she walked right, and we did advice. And then she was like, and then I was doing push-up training. My sister's a personal trainer, and she helped me just get a perfect push-up each time before I went out. And then Molly was like, I'm struggling on my push-ups. I don't know what to do. And I said, we'll do this thing together backstage. And then we did it together backstage. And then she went out there, and when she won Miss Las Vegas Outstanding Teen, then I had to go back and do that stack pageant. I was like, yes. Like, it's not about, it's like, because if I was going to win that pageant, I was going to do it no matter what. But I'm glad I got to make a friend and help her through her first, well, I think that was her first pageant. I can't remember, but I think so. Help her through her first Miss America pageant, at least.
Yeah, and that's wonderful. I know that, and at the end of the day, like, I mean, again, like, I'm going to see my director, who's not my director anymore. She's my best friend. But, like, I wouldn't have met her if it hadn't have been for a pageant. Like, I actually met her on a show like this, where there were 6 of us as guests, and that's where we met. And then because of that, I decided to compete at her pageant, and I would never have thought in a million years that 6 years later, we'd be besties. And like, but you never know. And those are opportunities that you've got to take, and remember that no matter what, if you're kind, then people are going to remember you. They're going to want to be with you. They're going to want to continue those experiences. And at the end of the day, that's really what pageantry should be all about.
And especially for Miss America, we're not here for the modeling contracts. We're not here for the money, obviously. We're here for the sisterhood. We're here to solely empower women. So it's like the last thing you want to do. It's like the biggest part of the competition that's not scored is how well you're going to be around other women. Right. So it's just like it's secret scoring. Like you have to be the fun person at the pageant. You have to be the nice person at the pageant. And you got to be the kind person at the pageant. And if you win those, you win the girls, and when you win the girls, that's when you really win the pageant.
Well, not only that, that's how you win the judges too. Like at the end of the day, that really is
Yeah.
what judges look for, is they feel that. And a lot of times they'll observe it. So a lot of times, you know, they'll see things and that are going on, or get vibes off of people when they're doing interviews, and they'll feel that. And that's the one thing that, you know, when I'm looking for a delegate, when I'm judging, I want someone that's real. I want someone that seems kind and not putting on the perfect answer. And, you know, if they're too perfect, it's kindness wins. It's really what happens is judges feel that I'm missing the word right now, but, you know, the humility. They feel
they kind of feel when the girl's mean. Yeah. They feel when the girls, and it's like, they can feel when that girl is just like, and they feel when the girl's like too prepared. You're like, oh, you've done this a couple times.
We don't want a pageant Patty. We say it a lot.
No.
I want the girl that, and I've got to stop saying girl.
Like maybe a pageant Patty, but can do it.
Or the young woman, the young lady who is the most approachable, because at the end of the day, they have to be able to represent that crown and that title and be out in the public and making, you know, appearances. And you don't want somebody that's not approachable. That was the word I was looking for. Yeah. Approachable. Okay.
Approachable.
There you go.
That's what I know. I'm like, I just have to be, I'm so tall, and like, sometimes you always catch me with the, like, I get catched with a stank face all the time. So it's always like, you just got to smile, and you got to get through it, and you got to be nice, because even if you have a stank face, you can tell if that stank face is a smile underneath.
Yeah, that's true. So Casey says, facades fade and true colors show. Be yourself and stay true. It's true. Absolutely. Good advice. So I love you. I want to give you a big hug.
I love you too.
Will you come?
We will see each other.
I know.
It'll be a thing.
I want you to come back. Like, I want you to come back on, and I want to talk to you more. I want to see what you're doing. I know I said that last year, but I really, I was so happy when I saw you won, because I was like, yes, because then I can interview her again.
Yeah, we can do it again. We can do one in, we'll give them some time, but we can do something in March.
I'm booked right now to the middle of March, so we might. But when a state, I know.
Oh, June.
Yeah. I started getting some serious requests after Friday's interview. Ooh. So we're gonna have to layer.
We'll even do after state. We'll do some after state, and you can fit me whenever. I will always make time for you.
Oh, thank you. I want to make time for you. You're the first one, the first follow-up interview that I've done. So I am super happy. Yay!
That's so crazy. But we'll be in touch, because we need to talk about this interviewing thing, and we need to do.
I know.
And we need to talk about our book.
And we're gonna do a book. We're gonna have you start interviewing, so that's great. Casey, we need to do something before Mrs. Indiana. I actually, I talked to Michaela, and Michaela is gonna come on the show too. So, Michaela was Mrs. America, and then she was Mrs. Indiana, and then she won Mrs. America, and then Casey won Mrs. Indiana after Michaela won it. So anyways, there you go.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
So we'll be chatting in between.
School. That's awesome. I'm so glad. Thank you for coming on. Thank you to your directors for letting you be on. I know it was a lot more casual, but I'm actually really glad, because I got to know more about you. And I think that's important too, is that we see that you're real, and that you seem so comfortable and so confident. And last year,
I tried.
The one thing that I noticed, last year you were really approachable, but you are more comfortable and more calm now, and that's awesome. So that means that in that year you've grown quite a lot, and I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. I'm very excited.
Super.
We'll see. We'll be in touch.
Yep. So message me afterwards. We'll keep in touch. And I'm serious. Maybe we can have you do interviews at some of the other pageants, like after the girls win. So, yeah. All right. Anyways.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks so much. How do we get in touch with you if we want to? I know how to get in touch with you, but tell everybody else if they want to.
You can follow me at Miss MNVOT Blue Diamond on Instagram, and you can find me on Facebook at Miss Blue Diamond's Outstanding Teen. And you know what? Give me a message on my personal page too if you want to chat as well.
Awesome.
It's Wishread. Wishread.
Awesome. Thanks so much, sweetheart. I will see you later, and congratulations again. Wear your crown well, and we will
Thank you.
see you throughout the year. Bye.
See you too. Bye.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, I know that was a long interview. I'm so glad though. Congratulations, Wish. We're so happy to have you on again. It's great to see, all the changes that have happened in you, and I'm super excited to see where you go from here. Thank you everybody for being on and watching. We really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please like our page here at Facebook. We do also have an Instagram, so you can follow us there. And then of course we have a subscribe on YouTube. This video will be available on YouTube in a few hours. It may not go up till tomorrow. It takes us a little while to download them and then upload them up. But with that being said, thanks so much for being here. This is Pageantry Now. I'm Stacey Sheriff Simpson, your host, and we will see you next time. That's a wrap.